We are back. Congestion is back.
Yes, I know. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say, but I've been sneezing a lot, and it hasn't been pleasant for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we're back. We're back. You know what
Probably not the coronavirus.
I hope not. It'd be interesting if it only landed into a small pocket of Emmaus and Cincinnati, Ohio, but nowhere else. And that was real convenient.
Right. Well, the first cases have to happen somewhere.
Yeah, there's probably.
It's not going to pandemic itself.
Anyways, this actually just. I'm only bringing this up because it got announced.
I'm literally crying because I'm sneezing. It's like my eyes are. Sorry.
So, Huawei is back with a new foldable.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's called. It's called.
Oh, please.
It's a second iteration of their Mate foldable.
Mm-hmm.
And if they had 26 letters to choose from for a revision of a version of hardware,
which letters?
Which letter do you think they chose?
Q.
No. What does Apple choose? They choose an S. So what did Huawei choose? Here's an S. So anyways, the only reason I bring. Yeah. Anyways.
So it's like Fold S or something?
Yeah. Who is
Mate Fold S? I haven't even heard of this.
Yeah, it literally was just announced.
What does the S stand for? Futility?
I don't know. There's probably some Skype ringing in the background of this video now. Because even though I set this... So... Everything in my life starts with an S, including my last name. If I put Do Not Disturb on my iPhone for Skype, it takes 6 years before that PC over there reflects that setting change.
Right.
So, anyways, yeah. So here we are. Anyways, to get back to the topic du jour or whatever, is they made the hinge better supposedly. So
yeah, well, arguably they could only make the hinge better.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna make it worse, right? I don't think they're gonna be like, that's too good.
Well, the hinge is, the weak link in the whole plan. That's neat.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd say the display probably is just because it's got that plastic crap.
Fair enough. Yeah. The screen would have been fine if you didn't have the hinge bending it all the time.
Yeah, maybe if it was just a flat surface, candy bar, they might call it
candy bar shape. Yeah, just
so. Anyways, if you're really, really dying to get onto that foldable bandwagon, you can now grab that from Huawei. But you don't get the Google Play Store, so you get the Huawei Play Store or whatever they're calling it. Which
yeah, and you can sideload the Google stuff, but Google literally just recommended that people not do that. And I explain why. I don't know if I buy it, but I suppose the possibility of getting a malware, infected version of some of those apps is real, and obviously they're trying to avoid that.
Yeah. What we're trying to say is don't sideload Steve's very authentic side banking app.
Yes. Right? Slightly improved Gmail app.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah. Not a whole lot really went on this weekend. There was, it's kind of quiet, actually. We got RSA this week, which is sort of happening, sort of not.
RSA Lite this week.
Yeah. Which, I wonder if that's going to be well, I guess it really kind of depends on how long this pandemic, is that what the proper term is?
It's getting there. It's an endemic, I think, today. And then it's quickly heading toward pandemic.
And just because Paul and I both love Bill Burr, there's a great Bill Burr skit. He said, he said, we have a population problem. And what if half the world could die, but you didn't know any of them?
Right. Would you be able to pull the trigger on that? It's
yeah. He's sitting somewhere going here it is.
He's like, I don't know what it is. I'm driving down the highway. There's no traffic. I got a clear lane in front of me. He's like, it wouldn't be that bad.
Nothing quite like laughing.
I think of him every time I drive, every time. And the driving here has reached an epidemic level for me where the drivers here are so terrible. And I think of what he said, which is he's like, you're trying to take a left and the guy in front of you isn't pulled out into the middle of the intersection. So when the light turns red, he doesn't go. That means the 3 people behind him don't get to go. He's like, stop making that guy. We already have too many of that guy. It's like, exactly. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like you had 3 kids. They aren't exactly rocket scientists. Why do you keep going? What do you know? Just stop.
I laugh because it's true.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. He's excellent. You should look up Bill Burr. He's amazing.
Yeah, if anybody here has never heard of Bill Burr, I highly recommend him. Although you might want some headphones.
Yeah, don't listen to it at work out in the open space.
Yeah, very crude language.
But he approaches these really controversial topics, and then you're like, that's, you know, like, why do men make more money than women, right? It's super controversial or whatever. I mean, like you know, like my wife will be like, I feel like this guy's really sexist, but man, he really does make a good point. You know, which is fascinating. So, angry Irish Bostonian, you'll love him. He's good.
Yeah, diehard sports fan too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, so if you need a comedic recommendation, there you go. There's a lot of content on Netflix too, which I've seen multiple times.
Oh yeah, I just keep rewatching it. It's ridiculous.
But if you're going to watch Netflix and you do it on a device that has Edge, that tracking protection now syncs to iOS.
Wow.
That
was a little bit of a stretch.
It was forced, but
I had to look it up because I saw that and I thought, wasn't it already there? You know, the other thing that iOS picked up for Edge is the ability to sync with the new Edge, which is another feature. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So that's not already, I mean, so I use Android primarily, so I guess I just didn't notice that. But yeah, the latest release does both of those things. So if you're on Android, you can already sync with the new Edge.
Yep.
The tracking protection stuff is not there. Because I looked at it this morning, I was semi-fascinated to realize that the settings interface on those apps between Android and iOS are completely different. And I sort of understand the need to make things like iOS on iOS or whatever, but I feel like those should be as close as possible to each other. But anyway, that's good news.
Yeah.
Not the settings thing.
Somebody recommended that Microsoft should rebrand the old Edge to IE 15, just to make it a nebulous name because nobody uses Edge anyways, and this would get rid of the confusion.
Yeah, the problem with that is people would see the name and be like, oh, good, they finally made a new version of IE. That's what I've been waiting for. Those guys, you know, they're out there.
Yeah, they are. But anyways, I don't know. It was really like I put in a toilet. Like, that's the highlight of the weekend.
I put it in a toilet.
Actually, I'm assuming it was original to the house, like 70, 80-year-old toilet. Still worked great, but we got the bathrooms almost done now. So I just got to put the shower walls up and
right. Good.
Which sounds like a big deal, but it's really not. All you got to do is put adhesive caulk on the back, then like slap them up there, and then they'll stay, and then I can do the glass, and then I mean, if
you're bored and you want stuff to do, there are plenty of projects here, including a bathroom. You know.
Well, swapping out a toilet and scraping out a wax ring, that's
the
highlight of every homeowner's dream right there. So, I don't know. You got anything else for today, Paul?
No. Mehdi somehow pulled 2 Sony stories out of the air. I was surprised to discover that they even still made phones, so that's interesting. Not really. I mean, some cord cutting stuff. I got some more Office 365 stuff in the pipeline, but nothing.
Yeah, all this Sony really does now is they make a couple phones, some TVs, console, and insurance.
I feel like, do you remember Sony stores? They used to have stores.
Oh, yeah.
Stores,
they used to have tons of stuff.
They were almost like the prototype for Apple stores.
They really were.
And they were really cool. Like, I always really liked the style of their stuff for some reason. Or, you know, just the way
it was nice stuff.
Yeah. And I look at these phones and I think, you know, like, these guys could have been a contender. I mean, they make the image sensors that are in many and maybe even most phones. I mean, but I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, Sony still makes good stuff, at least on the TV side. Their console's fine. But they used to be like the pinnacle of like audio and everything, sort of electronic. Like Sony was the brand. I think Samsung just kind of booted them out.
No, I always bought Sony stereo components back when, you know, CDs and then CD changers and then DVD players, kind of a thing. They had that I just forgot it now, but they had a high-end brand for TVs.
Bravia?
Yeah, maybe. I don't think it was Bravia, but probably, let's say Bravia. That's fine. That's one of them, certainly. And you would pay a premium to get these things. And,
Mm-hmm.
now you could just go into Costco and buy whatever
Yep.
$500 TV, and it's going to be better than anything Sony makes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just the world has changed so much with that stuff. It's strange. I feel like they could have come along for the ride. I don't quite understand what happened to them.
Yeah. So, anyways.
We did skip the biggest news of all, Brad. I'm sorry. I just remembered.
Is that a different color curtain behind you?
Yeah, you'll notice. You won't notice it. I think it's the issue. It's subtly different.
It is actually. I can tell because you don't look as jaundiced today.
Yeah.
So
there you go. It's working its magic. I got another one over there. It's reflecting on me.
Wow.
See, everything's different.
But it's really just the same.
It's just it's the same.
Unfortunately, we're still here, and we will be here tomorrow as long as
the coronavirus doesn't take us down tomorrow. It's like the beginning of The Stand, that Stephen King book where the entire Earth is wiped out.
We can only hope.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the what? Why is that?
Wow. And we're gonna now we go out to Brad's. Look, Brad, I already said it was nice. You don't have to keep showing it.
Why did I don't understand this thing, man. I changed nothing, and that's what we get.
Well, it is really nice.
We're just gonna leave it on that.